Hi there, guys. Good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. 1:15 here in Dhaka. I will be doing 3 episodes for you. One review where I'm gonna do 2 fragrances, and one I'm gonna do a comparison video. Third one I'm gonna do a list. So I plan to do a lot of work today. Hopefully you will watch. So another thing I just say in the beginning, I'm back with my old phone a little bit for the time being. Perhaps just today. I was gonna use my new phone where I was shooting from, but unfortunately I think my mic, the microphone sort of was not charged, or it went out of charge, fully out of charge, so I cannot use it. So I'm using my old setup, right? Hopefully you can hear me. So I'll start with big thanks to dear brother Arun Arif bhai, Arun brother. Mr. Arun is one of our community members, one of my biggest supports in my journey as well. Very awesome gentleman. He actually sort of gave me a few fragrances, and I sort of felt ill, so I couldn't finish. So today I plan to do these reviews, a couple of fragrances which are both niche or indie, I'm not sure, but he gave me these. Thank you so much, brother, for your kind gesture. So first fragrance I'll start with is this awesome house. I think this is an indie house, and their fragrances are made not in bulk. I think they make in general mostly like limited number, and the fragrances are not cheap, but they focus more on natural oak moss kind of things like that. So I think the first fragrance, I don't know how I'm going to say this, but this is Rogue Perfumery, and this is 30 ml bottle called Fougere Laub. I'm sorry about that, okay? I'm a little bit ignorant on this one. Packaging is simple, rather, and it's done by Manuel Cross, and he's also the owner of this house, I think. So 1 fluid ounces, okay, 30 ml. And there's sort of like, say, it's made in USA, the ingredients and all that. So this is a simple, like a flimsy kind of packaging, but they have their own art thing going on. So yeah, that's that. So the bottle also looks like this, like the rest of them. This is the old style bottles. I think they changed the cap sort of, but I used to actually like the older style bottles. Green juice reminds me of Guerlain's Vetiver, and in front you find their you can say sticker or I don't know, plate. It says Manuel Cross Rogue Fougere Lobe. Okay, let's just gonna refer it as it. Okay, and the cap sort of reminds me of Happy Land perfumes kind of cap bottles, but I like the touch of green. Okay, and this is how the atomizers are, kind of like a cool tall old school kind of atomizer. So this is also already on the paper. I'm not daring to spray this again, and he used up a lot of this. Okay, these are expensive. I think this 30 ml perhaps cost like $100 plus in Bangladesh, around $100 maybe, so it's not cheap. This fragrance, it's a weird one. Both these fragrances that he gave me, both have one thing in common. Okay, next one is gonna be also beast mode like this one. The performance from these, okay, first of all, 10. Okay, this fragrance lasts, like this house, the fragrances last. So performance is not an issue. Projection is 2-3 hours. Great projection, even it still continues to project 4-5 hours. So performance is not an issue. So this fragrance, what does it smell like? I think there are a few notes mentioned in Fragrantica, but I'll tell you what I get from this. Kind of like a fougere, means sort of like a lavender base. Also got oak moss, a little bit of greenery, and it's weird one. Okay, this is not everybody's cup of tea. I will not say this is blind buy worthy. Okay, this perfume you need to test, get a sample, or try from one of your brothers. Perhaps it will work for you, perhaps it will not. This is kind of like a mature fragrance, like people who already use a lot of designer perfumes, a lot of even niche like Parfum de Marly fragrances or Manceras. Then they come to more sophisticated next level, let's say something that you enjoy yourself, understand the concept, like fragrance like Amouage Beach Hut Man. I don't really always understand their fragrances. Sometimes I do, but they're very complex fragrance. I think this is built for mature noses. Okay, what I get from this also, that lavender is nice, but the greenery, the oak moss, it's kind of like, for me, it smells like, the back in the days we used to have this big sofas. I don't know, for some reason they used to have this velvety texture. So when you sat on those, or even the old cars, like British time cars, right? The back in the days we used to have that Volkswagen Beetle, cars like that, and they used to have this kind of like a sofa-like seats. And they smell like this. This one feels like that. Imagine like driving through a forest and you smell some lavender around you. It's a old school kind of fragrance. It's a little bit soapy to my nose. It's like not greenish tweed like green, but it's kind of soapy. I think spring, winter, this will be ideal time to wear it. If you wear this in summer, wear less. Okay, that will continue to project a long time. So overall, this is not my cup of tea. I would say, with all due respect, it's something I wouldn't wear myself, because perhaps I would not like to smell like this. Okay, this is just my 2 cents, but many other people would like it. But overall quality and everything, it's very good. I'll give personal preference. This fragrance, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Okay, because it's not my cup of tea. I'm just giving you my 2 cents. But I would say try it. Okay, and definitely do not blind buy. Second fragrance, it's gonna be this fragrance house. I never reviewed anything from them, I think, and I do not know how to say this house name. I never seen that many reviews. They're very expensive fragrance, $250 plus. Okay, for these bottles. I think it's called Acqua D'Sale or Sal by Profumo Roma. Okay, so this one, the Profumo, I don't know how this one spells. I say Profumo Roma. Okay, and this whole packaging comes with 3-part presentation. This is the sleeve that you get. It says the bottle size, you know, and Profumo. I think these are EDP or extrait parfum, made in Italy, and these are Perfume. I don't know. Okay, so the second part that you get, I think they give you this card, okay, of the fragrance or read me, or it's sort of like a booklet or something on the fragrance. Really nice touch. I like these. These are always interesting, and they give you information. The third part that you get is this one, the box, and it's a sturdy box, very very good quality box. Inside you get that cover. It comes out, it sort of protects the whole packaging. Even if you drop it, I don't think it will break. Very nice cushioning inside. Okay, so these are the presentation. The bottle here, I think he used up almost all of it. He loves this. He told me I'm gonna give his review to you. This is, the bottle is standard. It reminds me of some other bottles. It's a standard bottle. The cap is a bit tall, and if you never seen one, this is what it looks like. It's good. Reminds me of Terre d'Hermes, kind of like Aramis bottles. Okay, the cap, it's kind of like thin, not very very heavy, and the sprayer is here. I'm not going to spray this again. I have it on the paper. So let's talk about this one. This one, on the other hand, it's kind of interesting. Okay, I like this one over the first one. The Rouge Perfumery, like, you know, those fragrances sometimes almost can be challenging. This one is different. It's an aquatic. Again, not for everybody. I would not say this perfume is going to be working for everybody. It's a salty, fresh, seaweed kind. Reminds me of Bulgari Aqua Marine, or there's one fragrance from Nishane. I think it's discontinued. I cannot remember that name. It's similar to another new one they released. I also cannot remember. So basically, this is a seaweed accord to my nose with this. I think there's some herbal notes, kind of like citron, perhaps a little bit citrusy, but mostly it's an salty seaweed green type of perfume, which is great for longevity. This perfume I used one day just for testing purpose, one spray only, because his juices level is not big and huge, so I don't want to waste this juice. He told me he gets monstrous performance from this all day. Okay, there's a fragrance by Healy, I think, you know, Healy something. Some people compared this with that. And the one was, I think, Nishane Egio, that blue bottle. That one has some vibes of it, but the other one, Bosphorus, yeah, I remember now. Nishane Bosphorus, if you like that, this is very similar to that. So I don't know if everybody can afford it, but I like the way this smells. Okay, but if you're looking for very nice zingy citrus like Edition Blanche by Chanel, you will not find it in here. It will not give you the entertaining sort of like playful citrus, fruit, watermelon, those accords. This goes straight up to niche territory. Okay, it's either you love it or hate it. Okay, so I think this fragrance is fantastic, very nice, but get a sample because these are expensive. I give this fragrance for the performance 10. Presentation is very good, but overall I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Only one mark I did deduct because the price range is a bit high. So I really like it. It reminds me a lot of this good by the sea time, you know, port or sea beach, you know, there's vacation on the boat, you know, this reminds me of that. Beautiful fragrance. Thank you so much, Arun bhai, for your courtesy and generosity. I will upload this tonight, and thank you so much for all your love. Okay, so time to move on to the second video. Take care.